I think WGS is just the study of how gender and sexuality impacts all of our lives.
Women in Gender and Sexuality Studies is a forum through the university.
It is interested in having you engage with the world around you in a way that challenges traditional systems.
Looking through many lenses and talking about the historical and cultural side of the world that we live in.
WGS is more than just a department.
To me, WGS is really about finding out about different people's experiences.
In the country that we live in, we're very much this is the only culture that exists, society. So women's studies will offer those other perspectives.
It fills in the gaps. It makes your education more complete and more whole.
It's a scholarly forum for taking our feminist ideals and dissecting them and looking really critically at our culture and our identity.
In my experience, that we were able to talk about and think about in WGS courses are things that apply to everybody and things that we should probably be encountering outside of school and at a younger age.
Talking about not everything, but like gender, sexual orientation, classes that are inclusive of those things, and also classes about those things. Classes that are inclusive about like how we educate and how we learn. Classes that talk about film and cinema and literature, the past, the future, how we're going to continue to look at those things and how we're going to continue to change those things.
I think the whole point of WGS is that it's about a way of looking at the whole world. And so it's not a static, standalone discipline that lives in a box over here, separate from the other disciplines. It's a discipline that has implications across all of the programs of study at UMaine, every single one of them, whether it's music or engineering, psychology, athletics, anything that you are doing, this has implications for that, as well as implications for beyond school when you go out into the work world or whatever you're going to do. And so all of those things that you're doing, that you're interested in, can only be strengthened by pursuing WGS.
So you'll take history, but you'll take history as you've never seen it before. And you'll take political science, but you'll take it looking for voices that weren't included. I think that's one of the things I loved most about women's studies and still love about it, is that you're always looking for the voices that weren't included the first time around. So when you were in social studies or global studies, whatever they call it these days, there were voices that weren't included, and there's reasons those voices weren't included. And when you go to gender studies, you're going to hear those voices, and it's really profound. It's the voices of the people, of the average person. It's the voices of women and men that struggle and who have fought for for rights. It's women and men who have tried to change society and have done remarkable things to change society. And not just singular people, but movements. And it's people around the world that are doing that.
You're going to get pieces of history that might be left out in other, classes. You're going to get to hear about women in science that might not get brought up in that other class. You're going to get to hear concepts that came from a woman. You're going to get to hear, read poetry by that queer.
About sexuality as well, absolutely. And I think that that's an added component in more recent years. Not that sexuality piece hasn't always been in the WGS classroom, but I think that more and more we're learning that we need to bring that to the forefront.
Your sexuality is such a part of the way you look at things, the way you interact with the world. It's such a part of your daily life that you can't really overlook it.
It gets you to engage with the society around you and with the world in a different way. But at the end of the day, they're history classes, they're art classes, they're economics classes, poli-sci classes, they're all of those things. You just get to approach the subject matter in a little bit different perspective. Instead of here, you're coming at it here.
Walking into a whole new philosophy, a whole new type of education that I could really understand. And I felt like I had a place and that they were actually speaking my language. And they gave me words to feelings and thoughts that I had, but I had no words for. So I felt like I was home.
This is what a women's gender and sexuality studies student looks like.
This is what a WGS alumni looks like.
This is what a WGS student looks like.
This is what a WGS alumni from UMaine looks like.
This is what a women's gender and sexuality studies student looks like.
This is what a WGS alumni looks like.
This is what a WGS student at UMaine looks like.